Ever since the Switch was released, it's been home to so many great games over the years, and as the Switch kind of enters into the late life cycle of the system, I want to look back and reminisce on some of the great retro JRPGs that are available on this console. Of course, the popularity of the Switch is through the roof and has been since it was released, but a lot of developers picked up on the fact that, yes, this is a popular console. Let's put some older games on this so more people can enjoy on the go and at home as well. So today's video, I'm talking about 5 really great retro JRPGs that you should go play for your Switch. Let's go. First up is Earthbound, the only Nintendo turn-based game on this list. Earthbound is one of my favorite games of all time, and ever since it came out on the Switch, I was super excited that more people will be able to play this game. It all starts one peaceful evening when Ness is fast asleep in his house and a meteorite crash lands behind his house. All the animals go crazy. He goes to investigate. There's a bumblebee that's actually a time traveler. There's a Starman. So from there, Ness goes out on a journey to save the world and restore peace to humanity. But on his travels, he finds different weird characters and different people that he teams up with. You realize you've got magic powers and you go to different places where you fight giant piles of puke. It's a really charming game, as strange as it sounds. Every word that you can use to describe Earthbound is pretty much the best way to describe it. From cute, funny, quirky, charming, weird, disgusting, funky, gross. All of those words are great ways to describe Earthbound, and I really genuinely mean that. Earthbound does a lot of things right as far as turn-based combat goes. I really love the rolling back health counter. That's right, when you get hit, your health steadily rolls. Instead of taking a bunch of damage at once, your health slowly depletes, giving you a little bit of extra time to heal or do whatever you need to do. Now, this game is the only game on this list where you do not have visible characters on screen. All you see are these weird kind of psychedelic background elements while you fight the bosses or the enemies on screen. It's really cool. And I tell you what, back in the Super Nintendo days, it looked really great on a CRT. How do I know that? Because I still have physical cartridge these days for my Super Nintendo. Great game, check it out. Get ready for an adventure that's just like the Saturday morning cartoons we used to watch every Saturday morning. Grandy begins with Justin, a aspiring adventurer who seeks to learn more about the world than what everybody else knows. He just knows that there's secrets to the universe that are waiting to be told and waiting to be found. And through a series of adventures and meeting different characters, Justin finds exactly that. But the cool thing is the journey getting there. You know, everybody always says it's not about the destination, it's the journey. And Grandy is very much a game about the journey. It's about the characters you meet and the adventures you go on. It really is kind of every classic cliche thing that you could say about a game and having a great experience with it. Plus, Grandy is probably home to the best battle system in this video. Very intuitive. You can cancel enemy attacks. You can do different things, making it a lot different than your standard turn-based stuff. Grandy also has a really fantastic soundtrack. I love the artwork of the game. It's very emotive and expressive. Even if the voiceovers aren't super great, Grandy has a lot of charm that I really think that you're going to enjoy. Next up is Live Alive, or Live Alive, however you want to say it. This one came out in 2022 by Square and was a HD 2D remake of the original Super Nintendo release. The game takes place in different time periods with different characters and different scenarios, all doing their own things within their own worlds. Ranging from prehistory to very, very distant future, Live Alive offers a lot of fun. I was really genuinely blown away by this game. I bought it not really expecting a lot, but what I found was through different scenarios, some of which range from half an hour to 3-4 hours, there's a lot of charm to this game that I feel hasn't really been replicated, and this game kind of serves as the precursor to Octopath Traveler. You do go through your scenarios with your individual characters. You do find that there is some sort of evil that lurks within the world. You defeat that evil, and then you move on to different time periods. But the cool thing is how all those time periods connect. You do eventually get to team up with all of your good guys and form a party of 4 and try and take down the massive evil of the world. I really genuinely enjoyed this game, and the music is so good, and another Yoko Shimomura classic masterpiece. Go check out Live Alive if you haven't already. Before we get back to any more games, consider leaving a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you haven't noticed, I'm a smaller YouTuber, so I could use all the help and engagement I can get. Anyway, on to the next one. Next up is, well, because I can't put Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, the sequel to Chrono Trigger. Now, the question is Chrono Cross a good sequel or a bad sequel? Well, I suppose let me know down in the comments. But Chrono Cross begins with Surge being transported to a parallel dimension in which he died 10 years ago. From there, Serge realizes he wants to learn more about the world and eventually try and go home, but in his journey he meets different characters with different aspirations and he gets entangled in this web of parallel worlds. It's a really interesting story, to be honest with you, because Chrono Trigger deals with the flow of time and going back and forward through time. Chrono Cross deals with going through two different worlds, another world and then your home world, and seeing the differences between the two and having to grab items that you can only get in another world that you can't get in your home world is pretty cool. And it's got a different approach to the battle system as well. It's a very unique and not super user-friendly battle system, but boy, once you get the hang of it, man, it's really great. And I can't not mention the amazing soundtrack that Chrono Cross has. It's worth listening to on its own. Chrono Cross is a fantastic game. Maybe not a good sequel, but definitely worth checking out. And last but not least, I'm going to leave you with not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 games. That's right, the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. Thankfully, we have a way that's updated to be able to enjoy these Final Fantasy classics. This is, in my opinion, the cream of the crop of turn-based games. And what's really cool about the Pixel Remaster series, if you start playing from Final Fantasy 1 all the way to Final Fantasy 6, you can see and gain a little bit more appreciation on how the series evolved from 1 to 6. Final Fantasy 1 starts very basically, of course. You have 4 different characters and you just got to go for it. Final Fantasy 2 changes the battle system slightly where you level your items rather than kind of leveling your characters. They didn't go back to that for number 3, so Final Fantasy 3 is kind of a more direct sequel to Final Fantasy 1. And then in Final Fantasy 4, the devs really fleshed out the story. The story became a real central piece of the game. And then of course it got bigger from 4 to 5 and then from 5 to 6, which is the mother of all Final Fantasy games here in the Pixel Remaster collection. So many different themes, so many different characters, so many different overarching narratives. 6 is the pinnacle of the Pixel Remaster series, and it's really cool, again, having played all the way from 1 through 5 now to get to 6 and realize, man, they really just got something special here in the early years before they hit Final Fantasy 7, which, again, I will always say is the GOAT of the Final Fantasy games. So there you have it, 5 more or less, well, kind of a little bit more than 5 retro JRPGs that I think that you guys should go pick up for your Switch if you haven't played them already. I know a lot of them are kind of classics in your mind, maybe if you're a JRPG fan like me, but if you do play the Switch and you haven't really dabbled in JRPGs, I think these few games are a really great starting point for your role-playing game adventures. So with that all said, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like any of these games or if you want to add to the list that I've given in today's video. I would really love to hear from you guys. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.